The United States Justice Department has announced criminal charges against the top leaders of Hamas, including the group's chief Yahya Sinwar. The DOJ announced the unsealing of terrorism, murder, conspiracy, as well as sanction-evasion charges against 6 senior leaders of Hamas, a U.S.-designated foreign terrorist organization. Professor Hennie Strydom, Professor of International Law at the University of Johannesburg, joins us now to weigh in on these latest developments. Prof, great having you with us on the show today. Welcome. So all these developments to me spell more like an ally tit-for-tat approach, where if you try to get my ally arrested and in trouble, we will counter with a similar reaction. So talk to us about what you make of these latest charges against Hamas by the U.S. and what veracity do they actually hold?
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you for the invitation. Well, this announcement comes at a time where we have quite other significant developments. Only a few days ago, the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court asked that the pretrial chamber does not delay further his request of May of this year for the warrants of arrest against the leaders of the Israeli government and of Hamas. Because he is seeking a sort of urgent judgment by the court for those arrest warrants. And secondly, we have the discovery of 6 more bodies of the hostages very recently, and one of them is an American citizen. So I think that also triggered this decision by the United States Department of Justice. However, I have to add that this development has been in place already since February this year. And apparently the Department of Justice was waiting for an opportunity for the United States to arrest, if possible, those listed, the Hamas leaders listed in the indictment. And then we have the Hennie assassination, which I think upset most probably the plans of the United States government. And thirdly, there is news that the United States and its other partners in putting together a sort of a deal for a ceasefire and the return of the hostages is now in its final phase. And I think that will be presented soon to Hamas and Israel. And I think this development on the indictments would be part of a comprehensive plan to get some consent from Hamas and Israel to sort things out now. But that is not to say that the United States will not pursue this indictment regardless of the developments.
And Prof, then in essence, I mean, what implications or effect, legal or otherwise, can these charges actually bring, and also in accordance with international law? Can they stick? Better still, does Hamas have to abide? As we've seen in recent times, Israel hasn't done so in the matter that is currently before the ICJ. And why does the charge sheet actually say that Hamas has been seeing a decades-long campaign to murder American citizens and endanger national security of the U.S.?
Yeah, I mean, the indictment is not based on the killing of the American citizens on the 7th October event, which we all know about, and those who killed in Gaza. The Americans taking it back much further. They're claiming that over the last 10 years, Hamas has targeted also American citizens, and that's part of the indictment. So I think that they have built quite a strong case on all the incidents in support of the indictment at this point in time. And of course, they will have now to seek the transfer of the persons mentioned in the indictment to the United States for a trial, if I understand it correctly. And that is the sticking point. I mean, we know that they're hiding somewhere, and it's very unlikely that they will be surrendered to the United States. Maybe there will be another way of getting them there, like it is done in the past to, arrest in a foreign country with the assistance of a foreign country, or whatever the case might be. But there's a very interesting announcement by one of the officials saying that the judicial road is just one way of getting to Hamas. The other way, and that is the way it was stated in the announcement, the press announcement, the other way is to be killed on the battlefield. So I think that indicates the kind of, options that even the United States may have in mind concerning this issue.
A very quick one, Prof. I mean, this decision, I mean, we know the U.S. is going to the polls very soon, and with the sudden exit of Biden from the race, could these decisions undertaken now face a gloomy prospect when it comes to the new administration, whoever might be at the helm of it?
Yes, you're quite correct. I mean, that brings into play totally different elements, and it makes it far more difficult to assess, because we do not know if Trump wins, what will be his position. And it could be that the Department of Justice would like to have this, kind in place before there is a change of the guard. But you're correct. It may become wholly, totally, and sort of very difficult to assess should there be a change of guard.
Prof, thank you so much for your input this afternoon. We're going to leave it there. That is Professor Hennie Strydom, the international law expert.